Hello guys, we are here for another technical overview of this drop. It's really cool. It's the human bodies drop. We are about to talk about this human adult skull. It is anatomic, real close to the real one. So for this drop, we give up of some technical modifications of the model to make it easier to print, but we get it closer to the human body as much as we can and making it easier to print. But this one, it's a really difficult one. Let's slice it together to make it the best quality you can have in this model, okay? So here we are going to use Prusa Slicer, and as a normal skull, we have two sides. We have the left side and the right side, but here we're going to slice only one side because the other one is really close. So you just apply the configurations we use here, and then we are going to slice the mandibula here. That one is the easiest part of this model because it don't need real supports, but other parts will need supports, and you're going to pass part by part and see which part needs more supports and why does it need supports to print, okay? Yeah, let's go. Here in the Prusa Slicer, we have all the parts of the bones. As you can see here in the list, we have left side and right side, and we just separated all the right sides to work with. And this part here, the mandible. Yeah, I was just said that Portuguese, but the mandible here, we're going to slice first. First of all, we are going to set up the basic settings, which are the settings that we are going to use for every model. Then we are going to pass by for all parts, all right side parts, and give it the supports that we can reach or take it or use more or use the best way for make it useful, okay? Let's go for the printings settings, basic print settings. We're going to print here the layer high as 0.2, okay? It's the basic one. You can get really good results because this one doesn't have really much details, but we have a little bit, so we're going to use these resolutions, the basic one, and that's it, okay? For perimeters, we're going to use 3 minimum because as a skull or bone, we want to use white filament, so it's more translucent, and we can have some problems with the translucent between the infill and the outside, so you can see a little bit of the infill. So you're going to use 3 walls here because we don't want that problem, okay? Solid layers, 7 it's okay, 6 the base ones, okay? Gyroids and 10%. This basic is regular for me. I just when I don't have too much to change, I just use these configurations here. As you can see here, this part doesn't need supports. It has only this overhang here, and yeah, you can put some supports here. I will put to activate the support material. You come here to support material and generate support material. And for support style, we're going to use organic ones, okay, in 0.2 decibel for the distance between the support interface and the objects interface, okay. In here, we can use the painting on supports to draw where you want the supports here and only to get best results here. You're going to put there that support here, and you can try without support, but we're trying to reach the best quality and easiest ways to print. So yeah, we're going to print that's not too much supports here. And for this one, let's slice and see how it does with the supports. We have to activate the supporting forces only. As you can see, just a little bit of support here, and it's just okay. We don't have much problems here with overhangs or any parts that are going to have problems and as printing, okay? So yeah, that's it, and that's what you're going to use. You have to pass by the basic settings that you're going to use for every parts. Walls, infill, and layer height are these basic ones, and that's it. For the other parts, we're just going to change how the supports are located and how to get the best results of the parts, okay? And the best quality. Let's start with the difficult part for me This one is one of the most difficult part of this school. As you can see here, we have a lot of overhangs and a lot of parts that are going to need supports. Look here. That might need some support here. Also going to need to have some support, okay? So let's do the support configurations you already saw is here, organic, detachable, and same as top. Pattern, okay, no problem, pattern angle. And every supports here are in the inside of the school, so we are not having problems with the surface, the part that is going to appear after. Oh my god, just broken. We don't have any problems here in the surface because the support are only marking here, as you can see, but we need to get best qualities for every part, okay? So that's what we are going to try to reach. For this part, we're going to use here and overhang and go to 30. Let's change here. Okay, 30, 35, 30. 30 is okay. As you can see here, this part is going to need supports and this part was going to need also, but we can paint that to get more strong supports and not just some islands here. As you can see here, we have these bridges that we are not going to put some support here because it doesn't need, okay? For this part also is floating. As you can see, this part is going to start printing before this one. So here you're going to need supports. For this model, it's mandatory to use supports, okay? Let's just check if the model has any floating parts here or it's everything okay. Okay, no more floating parts. No, look at how the tooth was going to be printed in anywhere here. Look. But that's just fine because we supported that. Okay, no problem. Okay, here's just fine. 10% of fill and these spots of supports. And here we go. Okay, let's do the next part. This one here. This one is the real difficult one. As you can see here, we have floating part, really detailed floating part that we're going to need support, put some support on, and this is the part that is going to be in the plate. And here you have this overhang here, almost floating. It's almost floating. Yeah, it's gonna need a lot of support, but that's just fine because we just have the skills to do that, and I'm here to help you with that. 30%. Okay, as you can see here, we have a lot of parts that's going to need support. So let's see if the support we put here, it's just fine to make it print. Okay, let's see how it does. Just fine here. Look. This part. This overhang here is just fine. It's just okay. It's good. Doesn't need. This part in blue we have to worry a little bit more than the others one, but it's not going to be causing trouble to you. Just if it was a real big overhang or bridge. This one is straight bridge, so you don't have to worry much about that. It's just fine. In here, the floating part, it's just fine. Let's see how it goes. Slice, layer by layer. We're going to watch. Oh, look at that. That's good. Let's go. Next one, support for this part. It's already done. As you can see, it's just fine. It's going to print and take 5 hours and a half. Let's to the next one. This one's okay. Let's bring here to this one. Okay. This part here we also have overhang and almost floating parts here. This flat part is going to need some support because it's a pin, and the pin really floating here. It doesn't have any support also, but we're going to pin that. Okay. As always, we put some 30% off to identify the regions that's going to probably need some supports, and then we do the final decision to put or not put some supports here. Here we agree that's going to need some support, and here we have also to put some supports here because it's floating. Let me show you how it goes. Okay, that's just a slice here for if you have any doubt if this needs some supports or not. We can slice the file and see if it has any floating parts or any part that might have any problems with that. Okay, as you can see here, this bridge is not best one to have printed, so we're going to add some support. Look the difference between this one and this one. Slice. Look, this start is almost floating, so yeah, we need to put some support here. Here we go. Look at that. We have to put some support here and have. Yeah, this video it's almost adding some supports for this school. Okay, so be patient. And for this part, if you want to have, let's slice here and see how it goes. No, just fine. Can print okay. You can put some support. That's not a big problem. But let's do the next one. Here we have this floating. Let's slice to see how it goes. Okay. As you can see here, it's a lot of blue areas, so that's not good. That's not good to printing well. We need to add some supports here, and here also we have some really tight overhangs that might need some supports. Okay, let's draw our limitations here. As always, going to be 30% enforce. This one we can just let's try to enforce every part and slice it. It's an easier way to do that. As you can see, we have a lot of supports for the other parts of this model. We had some inside parts that might not need some supports, or the supports inside there make it difficult to take it off. So we decide to go in a manual way. Here we have an automatic way. An outer way to do that. Just decide the angle that you want to put some supports and press to enforce. As we are using for support and forces only, this way the supports only will just reach the part that is going to need the enforce. That's going to be painted here. Okay. For me, this part of this model might be using that kind of way, kind of automatic way to enforce the part. Okay, I like to use the organic ways because it's easier to peel off, to take it off, and to put scar. Okay, and don't let much scar in the piece. Okay, let's see the other parts. This one, for this part we're just going to need make this same process, like adding 30% of highlights. Here we have some blue areas we can enforce here to get best quality. This part of the model, the ospalt bone, I'm not good of saying that word because it's a really anatomical word. Okay, let's see here. It might be good to have some supports. And why we are adding this support for this printing? For quality, just for quality. Doesn't have any floating parts more than that angle here. Here we have best qualities, and yeah, that's okay. That might be a good adding supports. This one we don't need this. Let's paint it off in hat. With the right click in your mouse, you can add some no supports area. So if you want to add some, I don't want any way of supports here. You can paint that with the right click in your mouse. With the left click in your mouse, you make it blue. Okay. Slicing, see how it goes. The slicing. Okay, just fine. It's an easy support to take it off, and it makes sure to have best qualities in your printers. For these models of the school, I don't want to use some rims. I just want to use supports, and if your printer is well calibrated and well leveled, bad leveled, so you should not have some problems with this. And I guess we finished all the parts. As I said in the beginning of the video, we just sliced one side of the school. Okay, so replicate for the other side of this model, the other parts, the right side or the left side. We can use the same ways in the same parts of the left side. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed the video, if we could help you in any way, if you had some trouble adding some support in this file, please let me know, contact the support. We are here to help you to get better results in your printers, in your printing, and your daily basis printing. So okay, if you want to know more, we have STL Academy classes that teach you how to slice the program, how to program or set up the files, the configurations that you can use and get best results, and how to have a best surface, and how to use, when to use supports. Here is just a video to help you how to print this model. Okay, thank you and bye.